We're still waiting for your Dr. Homani. Okay, the first presentation titled Scientific Publications on the Topic of Digital Identity Indexed in the Scopus Database, a Bibliometrics Study. It will be delivered online by Dr. Abdelghani Bendridi, who's an instructor at STAIF 2 University. STAIF is in Algeria. Please let us join Dr. Abdelghani Bendridi presentation. Hello, Doctor, are you with us?
Hello, I'm with you.
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Are you ready with the presentation? Do you need
Yes.
help to share the file or?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President of the the presentation mine is about scientific publications on the topic of digital identity indexed in the Scopus database through a bibliometric study. I divided my presentation into four parts: objective, method, and processes, research concepts, and finally results and discussion. The digital identity is a complex and rapidly evolving field with a wide range of applications in areas such as security, privacy, and e-commerce, and many other fields. Bibliometric studies can be used to track the development of the field over time, identify key trends, and identify the most influential authors and institutions. The objectives of my presentation is to identify the most important research topics related with digital identity research, identify the most influential authors in the topic, highlights the most important research papers in the field, and finally identify emerging trends in digital identity research. We used in this study the bibliometric analysis method to obtain data from a Scopus database known for its extensive coverage in the social sciences, as it is widely used to identify research output from institutions. Search query, we used the main search interface of Scopus database, entering the query digital identity in the article title field to collect bibliometric data on publications related to the topic. Publication in subject area of computer sciences, mathematics, physics, so scientific fields were excluded, or technical fields were excluded to focus only publications in subjects related to humanities and social sciences. We used the software VOS Viewer tool to analyze bibliometric data to identify publication and citation trends, as well as to create citation relation maps. We have two research concepts. The first one, digital identity is an individual's digital version of their analog identity. It consists of multiple accounts, credentials, entitlement, behaviors, and usage patterns associated with an individual. The biometric is the use of math and statistics in analyzing books and other communication media. It explores research outputs, collaboration, topics, and citation impacts, essentially serving as the science of science. The biometrics quantifies research contributions, highlights the impact of researchers in their fields, and unveil major research topics and collaboration patterns. The results of my research are the first one, research productivity on the topic of digital identity research. We have found 507 documents in humanities and social sciences published between 1998 and 2023. This results is without filtering any data. But when we filter the results or to just obtain only documents tied to digital identity, we found 236 documents only include the phrase digital identity. We turn now to the growth of scientific production in digital identity. So the first paper on the subject of digital identity was published in 1999, titled Open System, The Problems of Digital Identity and Secure Access to Information in the Internet Era, Issues for the Information Industry by Jonathan Hayton. There were no other papers published until 2004, when Linda Joy Kahn offered an article titled Digital Identity. The figure also indicates that in 2022, the Scopus database indexed 35 documents, the highest number of publication in this subject. Publication languages or the languages used to write scientific papers in Scopus database. The results in the table show that 86% of the publication related to digital identity indexed in the Scopus database are written in English, followed by Spanish, Italian, and 8 other languages. We also noticed that there is only one article in Arabic about digital identity. Moving now to the most productive countries. The figure shows that the affiliation of research papers covers many countries around the world. By comparing the notes in the figure, we notice that the countries are arranged according to the number of documents and their citation. The biggest notes represent the most productive and the most cited countries. You can let me speak some Arabic. نلاحظ من خلال الشكل أو الرسم الموجود في الصفحة أن الدوائر الكبيرة أو العقد الكبيرة هي للدول التي نشر باحثوها العديد من البحوث والوثائق حول الهوية الرقمية، وهي مرتبة حسب عدد الوثائق وعدد الاستشهادات المرجعية. فنجد الولايات المتحدة في المرتبة الأولى، المملكة المتحدة بعدها، إسبانيا، أستراليا، وألمانيا، وعديد الدول الأخرى. نحن أخذنا فقط الخمس دول الأوائل من ناحية الإنتاج العلمي في مجال الهوية الرقمية. The most cited authors in bibliometric analysis, the influential researcher in his specialty, he is the most productive author and has the largest number of citations in his work. في هذه الصورة نلاحظ أن سوزان كلير هي الباحثة رقم واحد من حيث عدد الوثائق المنشورة ب7 وثائق و70 استشهاد مرجعي. كفر راب في المرتبة الثانية ب3 وثائق و28 استشهادا مرجعيا، وبعدها نجد باقي المؤلف. The most cited documents, the figure shows that the bibliometric map of the scientific production in digital identity according to the titles that have cited more than 5 times. يعني أخذنا فقط الوثائق التي تم الاستشهاد بها على الأقل 5 مرات، ونجد في الخمس مراتب الأولى البحث الأول how digital identity on the blockchain can contribute in smart city environment.
3 more minutes, please, Dr. Bendridi. 3 more minutes?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, I will finish, yes. So we have these 5 most cited documents. Previous analysis and co-occurrence في هذه الخريطة الخاصة بالاستشهادات المرجعية، والتي أنشئت على أساس الكلمة المفتاحية الموجودة في الأوراق البحثية. نجد أنها تكونت من أربع عناقيد يسمى في التحليل البيومتري. هذه العناقيد فيها الكلمات تواجدت بشكل متكرر مع بعضها البعض في العديد من الصفحات. مثلا في العنقود الأول نجد كلمة authentication, blockchain, crime, digital identity management, e-government, electronic document identification and identity management. هذه الكلمات المفتاحية تواجدت مع بعضها البعض عدة مرات في الكثير من الوثائق أو الأوراق البحثية. Keywords density. In this video you can clearly see which keywords are most frequently repeated in the document, and this indicates that research in digital identity focuses at a lot on this topic, such as data privacy, electronic document identification systems, identity management, and social media. The emerging trends in digital identity research. هذه الخريطة نلاحظ الكلمات المفتاحية الأكثر استعمالا في أحدث البحوث المتعلقة بالهوية الرقمية، وهي social media, blockchain, digitalization, biometrics, and human rights. To conclude, since 2017, production in the digital identity has been gradually increasing. On the other hand, the majority language in which research is published in English followed by Spanish. The most productive and influential authors in research on the digital identity are Claire Sullivan and Rob Cover. Regarding the countries with the highest scientific production on this subject, the USA is in the first place, followed by the United Kingdom and Spain. Finally, the analysis of the relation notes on of the keywords shows us that there are 5 main trends related to blockchain, social media, digitalization, biometrics, and human rights. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Benrini, for this interesting presentation. And now we have the second presentation titled Media Students' Emerging Patterns in Utilizing Traditional Media and Social Media. A study of dependency, needs, and gratifications. It will be delivered by Dr. Hawra Humani. We have fans here. Who's an instructor at the Faculty of Information, Lebanese University. Please let us join Dr. Hawra Humani.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. First of all, allow me kindly to thank Al Ma'arif University for organizing this conference and having us here. And thank you, attendees, students, and colleagues as well. Welcome to my presentation. My paper study today is titled Media Students' Emerging Patterns in Utilizing Traditional Media and Social Media, a study of dependency, needs, and gratifications. Actually, this study was conducted due to my personal motives as a media instructor in the Lebanese University and Rizal University. Because I observed a lot of patterns, changing patterns in the relationship between media students and traditional media, actually, because of social media. And of course, this research extends its importance from, okay. Sorry. Yes. This research extends its importance from the expansion and scope and options of the social media platforms, along with their remarkable proliferation worldwide, particularly among youth demographic. These reasons refocuses attention on the potential impact on traditional media and the broadening influence this exerts on their audience engagement. Also, along with some significant percentages worldwide, social media users account for a significant 59.9% of the global internet user population, which equates to approximately 4.88 billion users, with 2.93 billion of them residing in the Asian continent. Moreover, the age group spanning from 15 to 24 years constitutes a significant 75% of this internet user base. This research seeks the following problematic issues. What are the preferences of media students when it comes to utilizing traditional media on one hand and social media on the other? And what needs do these diverse platforms fulfill for them? As usual, every problematic issue or question raises, in fact, several research questions. For the short of time, I will display here only 3 of them. Number 1, what do media students use more? traditional media or social media? 2, what is the viewing or use pattern of media students for both traditional media and social media platforms? Here, accounting to the time they spend on them. And number 3, what needs do they satisfy by following both traditional media and social media? Now I'll move to the theoretical framework. This study relies on a set of theories that are still valid when addressing similar topics and making comparisons between different uses and applications. These theories are uses and gratification theory, media dependency theory, and cultivation theory. For example, the uses and gratification theory helps in examining the motivations and needs that drive individuals to consume media content, certain media content, while the media dependency theory sheds light on the reliance on media sources for information, especially in times of crisis. According to the tools, this research is a descriptive study that portrays the current circumstances and trends based on descriptive comparative methodology between the use of traditional and social media. This survey instrument aligns with this type of descriptive research to collect data across various topics. The sample comprises 250 students majoring in media students or studying media from the following universities: the Faculty of Information and Documentation in the Lebanese University, the University of Sciences and Arts in Lebanon, Yuzal, Al-Ma'arif University, and Al-Jinan University. The survey is divided into sections, as usual, related to using traditional media, which includes television, radio, and newspaper, or social media platforms, which includes Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X, formerly known as Twitter. According to the ages, 89.9% of students participating in the survey fall within the range of 18 to 28 years, which is the most common age in the university campuses, especially in the first years. However, this doesn't exclude the presence of 8.8% in the age category 29 to 39 and 1.6% representation for who are 40 years old and above. The first question in our survey, in our questionnaire was, what do you rely on most in your daily usage? And here I note that the question is when there are stability, social and economic and political stability in the country. The statistics reveal that 69.2% of the students rely on social media platforms in their daily usage, while 0% rely solely on traditional media, highlighting the no significance of these platforms for young students compared to what television, radio, and newspaper collectively offer. Additionally, 30.8% use both social media and traditional media. What do these numbers mean for us? The predominance of social media over traditional media for media students in Lebanon indicates their desire for increased engagement and participation beyond mere reception. This confirms the students' inclination towards what we call prod usage pattern, which combines production and usage at the same time to express opinions and attitudes about events, highlight maybe self-image, and even openly share emotions on the internet. This term indicates that the concept of audience in the current age is fading, adding a new challenge to traditional media. Additionally, the excessive use of social media platforms emphasizes the prevalence of the phenomena called FOMO, stands for, which is a syndrome, stands for fear of missing out. This places the traditional media and novel challenges imposed by features of the modern digital system. Also, the second question, which traditional media do you use the most? The results indicate that television is the most popular traditional media for media students, with 62.8% of respondents using it, following the newspaper 6.8%, and the least is for the radio 1.2%. As a media instructor, I find this so dangerous because I will call it that there's a near absence of newspaper from the consideration of the media students, which reflects the risk of neglecting the seriousness and depth of the content. How many hours do you spend daily in front of the television screen? Because 62.4% are for those who watch TV. The results indicate that 80.8% watch TV for 0 to 2 hours, while 16% watch it between 2 and 4 hours, and 3.2% indulge in more than 4 hours a daily screen time. This is correlated, of course, with the overall low viewership of the traditional media, and even viewers who watch TV, they don't consider it as an attractive pastime for them, regardless of the aim. Now moving to the comparison, how much time do you spend daily browsing social media sites? And here we'll find astonishing different numbers. The results show that students who spend more than 4 hours daily using social media sites make up 45.5% of the sample, and the same percentage applies to those who spend between 2 and 4 hours daily. Meanwhile, only 9.6% of them use social media for less than 2 hours. In comparison, while the highest percentage is recorded for TV viewership between 0 and 2 hours, the relatively higher percentages are for spending more than 4 hours or between 2 and 4 hours while using social media. So what can we categorize the media students? We can say about them they are heavy viewers, or at best, moderate viewers in social media, and this aligns with the theoretical classification of cultivation theory by the Hungarian theorist George Gerbner, who mirrors what was once referred to as heavy viewers and medium viewers when dealing with the audience relationship with TV in the last century. This provides additional evidence of changing patterns of consumption and viewership among students, indicating a shift from the late 20th century phenomena of TV addiction, what was called TV addiction at that time, to the 21st century world of social media. Then, what are the classifications of this use or this following or this watching? The students are depending on this media. Foremost among these modes are cognitive ones, encompassing the acquisition of information and knowledge with a percentage of 55.2%. Following the second gratification is social integrative needs with 28.8%. Not far behind, we find the need for escapism. Escapism is to get free, set free from our daily life pressures with 26%. Not a single student, however, consumes these traditional media to fulfill affective or emotional needs. What are the needs satisfied by the use of social media now, and then with a comparison, of course. Cognitive needs take precedence also as the primary needs satisfied by students' use of social media with a percentage of 78.4%. Following this are social integrative needs, 61.6%, and then diversion need 58.8%, which is also escapism. Personal integrative needs are at 32.8%, while emotional needs also is not recorded. In terms of comparing the fulfilled needs resulting from following traditional media on one hand and using social media on the other, cognitive needs take the top spot in satisfying both sides. However, students tend to turn to social media for knowledge acquisition, and information poses a threat concerning the accuracy of the data available online compared to what traditional media should ideally do. It might not be doing that, which is to verify events before turning them into news. This similarity in the ranking of usage patterns emphasizes the competition between both sides in role and loyalty of the follower or the user. Surprisingly, the cognitive and informational factor surpasses the entertainment and diversion aspect in this ranking. This contradicts what was previously said, that you, as youth and media students, use social media for escapism or for entertainment only. Which social media platform do you use the most? The statistics indicate that 54.8% of students use Instagram, which is significant. After that, Facebook with 17.2%, and third is X, Twitter, and TikTok with 6% share. And Instagram tops the list of preferred platforms for students. It indicates their inclination during time of political and social stability towards a concise, and fast-paced mode of information sharing. This mode relies on sharing images and videos, and this comes up with a significant transition, which is what we call 30-second mode, okay? As a parallel of the 30-second mode, when we find ourselves that if the video didn't catch our attention from the first 7 to 20 seconds, we find our finger is scrolling down automatically. So as parallel for that, I borrowed this notion and I use it as 30-word mode. Users no longer possess the patience to read a short 3-line text, which I find undoubtedly very challenging for you as media students, because traditionally speaking, media students rely on accumulating readings to form the necessary cultural background to assert oneself, especially with the threat of artificial intelligence to the future and their profession and possibility the replacing intellectual and humane journalists who you are with automated ones. Which of the following sources do you rely on getting news now? Not for daily basis, not for entertainment, for gathering news. The results reveal that 63.2% of media students tend to use social media even to obtain news on daily basis. Just as social media platforms have been able to surpass traditional media in various daily uses, they also have maintained their position as a source for gathering news, since traditional media may not have the time and space to cover some stories adequately and may be dropped from the editorial agenda based on priorities set by media gatekeeper, which is very important. A student's choice of social media over traditional media raises questions about their ability to fact check, because we know that there are most of the sites are inundated with many fake news on their during Now, we shall move to during a crisis, not in social and economic or even political stability. During crisis, what do you use to obtain information? The students answered that 50% of those surveyed turn to television as their primary source of news and information during exceptional periods. In contrast, the use of social media decreases to 47.6% in such time. This is the first time and the only time where traditional media prevails social media, because the students don't need to double check here all the news that they get. Which social media platform is considered most trusted during times of crisis? Also here we find a significant, astonishing percentage, which is 53.2% for X, which is known as Twitter, because of maybe its specifications while political opinions, sharing political opinions. However, 34.4% of students choose not to rely on social media at all in crisis time, and this must maybe oblige us to say that either platform X or no one when it comes to crisis. Last but not least, the impact of crisis times on the hierarchy of social media platforms is also evident. X surpasses other platforms as it is specifically designed for sharing news and opinions. This reflects students' awareness of the nature of each platform's identity, number one, two, the circumstances surrounding their use, and three, the timing of their use. It also highlights the influence of external factors on how they engage in communication and daily interaction habits. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Homani. I know we're a little bit off the set time, so we're sorry for that. Dr. Homani asked for a couple more minutes. Now the third presentation, titled Journalism Trainings Beyond the Digital Era, Investigating the Role of Academia. It will be delivered by Ms. Iqbal Zain, who's a journalist and completing her postgraduate study in digital journalism at the Lebanese University. Please let us join Ms. Iqbal.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم. Allow me first to thank Allow me first to thank MIDIL Committee for this valuable opportunity, and special thanks go to Dr. Hatem, Zain, and Dr. Ali Tash for their support and belief in the potential of their students and graduates as always. My name is Iqbal Zain. I graduated from Al Ma'arif University majoring in journalism and digital media last year. Currently, I'm pursuing my MA degree in digital media as well at the Lebanese University. The paper I'm going to present now explores the role of academic education beyond the digital era. It questions how the digital revolution affected the way universities teach the profession and trains it, and it questions whether non-academic training centers have become an alternative to academic education as new concepts emerge in the market. The digital revolution has been a turning point in journalism education worldwide, encouraging media schools to reconsider their pedagogy as the market presents new demands. While some academics argue that the digital revolution has enhanced the status of academic education, others claim that it lowered it. This has influenced the discussion of whether journalism training centers could be an alternative to universities. The purpose of this academic article is to investigate the role of academia and journalism training beyond digitalization. It tends to answer the following questions. To what extent is academic training essential for a journalist career in Lebanon beyond digitalization? Can non-academic training centers replace traditional education? And what are the limitations of academic and non-academic journalism training programs? From one side, in the Arab world and in Lebanon, digitalization poses a considerable challenges to curriculum developers who, according to Marcus, who not only have to choose the most relevant content in the face of limited resources, but also have to keep up with the speed of digital transformation and anticipate medium-term developments to meet the demands of the labor market. From the other side, the increased focus on the market demands in media curricula has raised concerns. Scholars argue that this emphasis compromises the integrity of journalism education as it neglects important aspects like entrepreneurship and critical thinking. Some scholars argue that if changes regarding to education is not made, it is now possible for training centers to replace traditional education. To investigate the effects of academic education on a journalist's career beyond digitalization and to explore whether non-academic training centers have compensated for academic education, a survey and 3 interviews were conducted. The survey was conducted among Lebanese journalism students and journalism graduates in Lebanon. A total of 28 responses within 3 days are collected. The main objective of the survey was to explore the frequency of the participants' involvement in training courses or training centers, the specific courses they have taken, and their perception of the benefits of such a training. The results shows 53.6% of the respondents were journalists who hold a degree in journalism, and the rest are journalism students not working yet. Questions from the survey. Question 1. Have you taken part in a non-academic training workshop or course? 53.6% responded yes, and 46.4% responded no. How many times have you participated in a training workshop? 20% responded once, 26.7% responded twice, 20% responded 3 times, 13.3% responded 5 times, and 20% responded 10 times or more. Question number 3. What pushed you to attain a training course? 90% responded to have a broader set of skills or to gain experience, and 10% responded under the request of the institution I work at. Question number 4. What was the content of the course you registered at? 38.5% responded news editing, 15.4 responded specialized journalism writing, 30.8 responded photography, videography, and filmmaking, 7.7% responded and fact-checking. Question number 5. On a scale from 1 to 10, how beneficial did you find the course? The responses varied between 5 and 10. Regarding the interviews, one of the interviews was conducted with Ilda Ghassan. She was chosen because she is a journalist who transitioned from working in a traditional media environment to a digital media without having an academic knowledge in digital media. Instead, she relied on training centers to acquire skills in digital media. The second interview was conducted with Dr. Hatem Azzan. He was selected due to his expertise as a scholar and a media instructor. Dr. Hatem asserts that the digital revolution has significantly heightened the importance of academic education in Lebanon. The third interview was conducted with Ahmad Awad, the CEO of Skill Arabia, an online training platform in the Arab world. Awad was chosen because he claims that Skill Arabia mission is to bridge the gap between the academia and the market. In 2013, when Ilda Ghassan obtained her BA degree at the Lebanese University, the Lebanese University had not offered digital journalism in its curricula yet. However, relying on training courses and practices, she learned the basics of digital journalism. According to her, the media curricula designers at the Lebanese University must rethink their pedagogy's approaches, as some courses are still essential, but others are no more a priority. Ghassan argues that many media organizations in Lebanon are not adequately prepared to transition to a digital environment. Reflecting on her experience, journalists themselves had to take the lead in driving this change, which is not always appreciated. Ghassan also thinks that training courses have limitations, as they are often short-term and some are too broad, focusing more on building literacy rather than developing specific skills. She thinks that training content cannot replace academic education because universities provide theoretical knowledge that is essential for maintaining ethical aspects of the profession, while training courses may help with data collection. They do not teach you how to encode a message while considering its impacts. According to Dr. Hatem Azzan, the digital revolution has highlighted the importance of academic qualifications in journalism. He believes that while training centers offer excellent quality training, many others have joined the trend for commercial reasons. Azzan argues that academic education alone is not sufficient, as it lacks professional experience and the ability to adapt to the market development. Journalism colleges are therefore incorporating institutional training courses into their curricula. However, Azzan emphasizes that the journalist's passion for their work is crucial for success. Although the university's temporary relationship with the journalism students may not fully prepare them for the market changes, after graduation, responsible journalism colleges should empower students to have the literacy to educate themselves. The Skill Arabia platform was launched on September 6, 2023, aiming to bridge the gap between academia and the job market in the Arab world. According to CEO Ahmad Awad, the project is not an independent training center or a substitute for academic education, but attempts to collaborate with faculties. Awad emphasizes that universities play a crucial role in individuals' lives, providing social capital and fostering a sense of responsibility which cannot be offered in a training course. In conclusion, despite the ongoing efforts of journalism faculties to update their curricula, it is inevitable that new concepts will continue to emerge. While training centers can play a helpful role in introducing these new concepts, concerns arise regarding their authenticity and independence. Note that the finding of the survey revealed that a significant percentage of participants usually attain a course to enhance their basic journalistic skills, such as news editing, writing, photography, and videography. This brings up further questions that needs deeper exploration and could be sensed better in future by gathering a representative sample. On the other hand, academic education, despite its limitation in keeping up with all the market development and in struggling to find balance between the technical aspect and the critical aspect, remains the foundational entity that offers the philosophy of the profession and provides legitimacy for specialized journalists. Moreover, it serves as one of the primary sources for individual to gain social capital, a dimension that training centers do not offer despite their valuable content and ability to compensate for deficiencies. That doesn't mean that we are not moving towards a hybrid environment in the education in which both academic and non-academic trainings cannot claim to be the sole provider of journalism training. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Zain, and I allow myself to say on behalf of Al Ma'arif University, we're so proud to have our students coming back to present at our conferences. Thank you so much. Okay, now we have question time for 5 minutes. It seems they have all the information now, no questions. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Benridi, Dr. Hawra Hamani, Ms. Iqbal Zain. Now we have 15 minutes break, and we shall return to session number 9 at 12:15. Thank you. The session titled Al-Metaverse and Creativity in Media Industry. Okay.
السلام عليكم جميعا. أول شيء يعطيكم ألف عافية. وطبعا دكتورة حوراء ما عم بتقصر بأنه عم تأسس إن شاء الله جيل قادر يفرق كيف بده يستخدم وسائل التواصل بطريقة جيدة أو بطريقة مش جيدة. بدي أسألك دكتورة حوراء، أنت بحياتك الخاصة أو كونك صحفية إن شاء الله مخضرمة، قادرة تستغل وسائل التواصل القديمة أو التلفزيون بشكل كامل؟ هل قادر يوصلك كل شيء بدك إياه بشكل كامل؟
شكرا على سؤالك أمل، أهلا وسهلا فيكم. التلفزيون عم بيضل مثل كتير من الفولورز اذا فينا نقول او من اليوزرز او اللي عم يحضروا كاودينس، عم بيضل هو مرجع تحديدا بتايمز اوف كرايسيس. يعني يمكن مش كلنا معنا وقت نقعد قدام التي في لانه تغيرت حتى الباترن تاعت حياتنا، وهيدي 30 سكند مود عم تنتقل على كل شيء. Nevertheless نحن لازم keep in mind and take into consideration انه بعضهم traditional media هن اللي قادرين يقدموا لنا أو they are supposed to do that يعني beyond their agenda accurate news. So نحن أكيد بنرجع لهم لما بنعوز إنه نحن بدنا نتأكد من شيء، لأنه social media is inundated with fake news all the time. We need to double check. So لنريح حالنا بنروح على التراديشنال ميديا، بنروح على التي فيز، وثانكس على للقنوات اللي عم بتتابع بطريقه اكيوريت وعندها اكوليبريم اكثر من غيرها، لانه اوريدي ديسكاست انه ما بقى في شيء اسمه اوبجكتيفيتي بالعالم، ما بقى في شيء اسمه موضوعيه، صرنا عم نحكي اكثر عن التوازن اللي بيخلقوه. ولكن دائما انا بنوه لكل الطلاب حتى على مستوى التلفزيونات انه ما في شيء بقى اسمه اكوليبريم عم نحكي عن بيعرفوا الطلاب القضية الفلسطينية. أنا هون كمان من هذا المنبر بدي وجه تحية لكل اللي إذا فينا نقول عم بيعانوا تحت القصف وتحت المجازر بغزة. Thank you Amal for your question.
Thank you doctor.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll see you next session 9.